Hey, good morning, guys. Sean here. It's about 40 degrees this morning. It got down to about 37 last night. Sarah and I are out on a camping trip, and we camped last night. I didn't really record much yesterday, but wanted to go ahead and show you something this morning. Got to get this fire back going, and one of my favorite things in my kit is this little pocket bellows. Now this little pocket bellows, you guys have seen them. You just grab them and extend them out. And as you blow into the big end of it, it concentrates down through the small end of it, and you can blow a hot ember back in the flame. Now, before we go to bed, I always try to, put like a thicker, more substantial log on the fire. That way in the morning I'll have a hot coal. And let's use this thing and see if we can get the fire back going. Well, I can tell it's early. I forgot to hit record when I first started blowing on it. And so it already had a little fire by the time I hit record, but you guys will just have to trust me. But now it's time to kind of get this fire going, get warmed up a little bit, make some breakfast, and get this day started. Let's get it.
Chewing on yourself, Manny.
Got the fire going and getting ready to put some coffee on. But last night I stayed out here with my DIY underquilt, and it worked great. And I also had my new GSI adventure blanket that Sarah got me for Christmas. And like I said, it got down to about 37 degrees last night. And I had a couple of times where I rolled over and it was a little bit cold, but more on my back. I had to actually get up this morning and close the ends up a little bit on my underquilt. It was letting a little bit of air through. All in all, I'm very surprised about that. The adventure blanket, it actually did a really good job keeping me fairly warm. And obviously, I've got my warm clothes on and stuff like that too. But as a light overquilt in the mid 30s, it'll get you down and keep you fairly warm. Now, I don't know how much lower than that I would try to take it, but for what we had around here, worked great. So you want tea this morning? coffee. Ain't nothing much better than that first sip. Well, it's Sarah's birthday this weekend, so we decided to come out here and just car camp. And we had to set up in kind of a unique way here. The trees are not exactly in this part right here set up for good hammock camping, and are not being close together like we wanted to be, and or fairly close together anyway. So we had to kind of improvise, and I'll take you around here in a little while and show you how we set that up. It actually turned out pretty neat. We hooked the hammocks to the tree on one side and actually to the rack on the car on the other side. That way we can open and close the hatch on the back and be able to access the inside of it. And it's actually turned out to be a pretty neat little campsite. But we brought some firewood with us because it rained the night before, and our firewood just doesn't seem to, it's not burning good, and it's not putting out a lot of heat. So I think we're gonna just use that oak to heat on, and then to cook on. And I'm gonna run around here and try to find us some bigger pieces of pine here in a little while to have for just a warming fire, because that pine burns hotter, I think. But we don't have a whole lot of plans for today. I have a few cool things I want to show you, but we're going to spend the night again tonight, and we got a good dinner planned, so should be a good day.
And no rain.
Yeah, fingers crossed, no rain. It's at a 2% chance of rain, but you guys know our luck with the rain. Most of these places are pretty well picked clean, but what we're going to do is we're going to go around areas like this right here, and all of these dead limbs, the lower limbs on these pine trees are dead, and all this stuff around here on the ground would be good tinder to get the fire started and all that stuff, kindling. And but then we're going to walk around here and see if we can find any little bit bigger stuff that's not rotted all the way. That's the part of the problem too, is most of the stuff you find is rotted, but see if we can find anything dead standing, if there's anything left. There's some resin in that one right there. Yeah, boy, you can see that. See how red that looks? That's some fat wood right there. Now that fat wood, it'll burn hot And you know, it's small, it'll burn fast, but it'll take a light like nobody's business. So that'll kind of help us keep the fire going if it starts to get low, or I can kind of use that to kind of just bump the heat up every now and then on the fire, or to try to get that wood we brought really going. So we'll look around here and see what else we can get. Over here I found one that somebody has already cut some off of, but it's got the whole root ball and everything, and it's a small tree. So I'm gonna see if I can get that whole thing with the root ball and everything. If I can, that root ball will burn hot for a long time. Go beast mode on it. That's a good one. Now I want to show you guys something that, you know, some of you may already know, but and this is not really a big bundle here, but I'll show you a little trick to help you gather some of your wood, using my little thin wolf to do this. If you haven't, go back, watch the video. I'll link it in the description down there, or put it in the card up here. So all you're going to do is cut you a little toggle for a handle. You're going to take a length of paracord. Doesn't have to be real long. This one right here is about 5 feet or so. And you're just going to do a lark's head over your toggle. So you're just going to run this through there, or over that, and you're just going to take the bite from the other end and run through here, just to make a simple lark's head. Like that. Then you're going to run this around your wood and just come right over your toggle, and it'll be pretty simple. Let me show you. So like I said, this is not a big bundle, but I kind of want to get everything roughly together like that. You're going to take your paracord, pass it under the bottom like that. You're going to come around your toggle, cinch it up, and just like that, you can drag the whole thing. So my battery went dead for my camera, and nice thing is, Sarah got me for Christmas, she got me this extra pack of batteries. So I've got 3 charged batteries, but I've got this little charger here that I can charge 3 at a time in. And she got me this power pack here. It does have a solar charger on it. I haven't had a chance to really try that thing out yet, but this thing is 30,000 milliamps. And the nice thing is, I can just take this thing, hook it up to that, and as you can see, it's charging. So I shouldn't have any problems now keeping a battery charged. Look at this little sleepy head here. She's all snuggly and warm, but she's ready to go get some breakfast. You hungry? Oh, you are? You hungry? Okay, we got to get her some breakfast. Give me kisses. Give her kisses. Come on, give me kisses. Nope, she's too hungry. She's starving to death. Gotta get her food. Oh, goodness. All right, let's go. No, you gotta wait. Let Daddy open it. Wait a minute, baby. I know you're hungry. All right, there you go. You happy now? Well, I'd say she was hungry. Now it's time to get us something to eat. Can we talk for a minute about camping etiquette? If you have to go to the bathroom when you go somewhere camping, don't freaking go to the bathroom and leave your toilet paper everywhere. People are absolutely disgusting. There's garbage all back in there. Dig a freaking hole. If you bring it, pack it back out with you. Dig a freaking hole. When you go poop, cover it back up. Nobody wants to walk around out here and see your freaking dirty toilet paper and stuff like that, man. It's disgusting. So Sarah just pointed something out to me, and I just wanted to bring your attention to it. I know I've probably said it before, but for those of you who haven't done a lot of camping and fire building and stuff, these pine knots, if you see them right here, got a pine knot right there and right there. Well, that's kind of hard to point and look at a screen. But those little pine knots right there, if you can get a hold of them, a lot of times you'll see them lower down. That's basically just a ball of resin and fat wood. So if you really have to get a good fire going and get it hot, if you have marginal wood, that's a good option. All right, check out Sarah's little setup here.
I use my knife and my paracord and my little lighter. And it matches my color coordination.
It's kind of dark, but she's got her water bottle on the carabiner. Got her little Maddie and Louise logo on there. Check it out, Etsy, if you like soap. And she made her an iPad holder out of paracord, because, you know, roughing it, but pretty cool. That's a neat little setup. So I transferred my coffee into my insulated mug so it won't keep getting cold, and I use my coffee cup for my oatmeal. The old standby oatmeal. It's a good breakfast, especially when it's cold out. Sarah's sitting over here in her hammock watching a movie, snuggling and warm with Maddie. And I've just been kind of messing around. You know, this weekend I said it's her birthday, but she got me something cool to play with while I'm out here on her birthday. How about that? She ain't half bad. I'll show you that in just a second, as soon as I get done with this. Okay, so I want to take you and show you kind of how we got this thing set up. So, like I said, when we got here, we wanted to have both the hammocks set up in such a way that it would form a V, and we'd be able to kind of be fairly close in between. But this campsite really didn't have a way for us to set up like that, and we looked at a couple of other places, and still some of the freaking campsites that we like to go to are closed down. We improvised and got a pretty cool setup. So I've got my tarp set up. I'm hooked to this tree over here, but on this side I'm hooked to the rack on the car. Let me show you how we did that. Sorry about that. So what I did was we wrapped the strap around this rack here, and to protect the rack, I put one of my socks under it to keep it from rubbing on that rack there. But it works really good, and I looked to make sure it wasn't pulling too hard or bending anything, and it looks like it's doing really good. Now, I wouldn't suggest doing this all the time, but for this situation, it seems to be working good. Now, I did the same thing on the other side for Sarah, and the nice thing about it is it allows us to still open the hatch on the back of the car. And let me take you around there. I'll show you kind of something that turned out pretty neat there. Oh, let's see. Okay. So what we did was, because of the way we have the tarps tied together, we actually hooked this tarp to this tarp on the corners, but it kind of gets in the way of lifting the hatch. So we put a tensioner here that we can just loosen up. Then you hit the hatch, and the hatch goes up, and it does want to stop and come back down, but it puts a little tension on it, and then you can still get inside the car and do what you need to do. So that ended up being a pretty cool little setup. So like I said, we got here yesterday for Sarah's birthday, and she gets me something for her birthday. How about that? So because she knows I have been enjoying it lately, she got me a carving set. She got me the little carving knife and the little loop knife to carve spoons and bowls and stuff with. How freaking cool is that? So I think in a little while I'm gonna find me a piece of wood and see if I can carve something up with it. Well, we've been just kind of hanging out here by the fire today. Sarah's back in the hammock relaxing. But I wanted to show you something. We were sitting here earlier by the fire, and every 2 seconds this wind is just whipping around out here. So every 2 seconds the wind would change direction and blow the smoke right back in your face. And I mean, it was blowing it hard back in your face. And so I decided to get up and make this little wind break out of these palm fronds. And that has really, it's really helped break that wind from blowing the smoke right back at us. Now, it still swirls around a little bit, but what that's doing is it's causing a negative airspace behind that campfire, and what it's kind of warming that air back there, and it's causing sort of a rolling motion on the air, almost like drafting in a chimney, and it's pulling that smoke, the most of that smoke, back away from us. Come on now. Got it. For Christmas, Sarah got me this slingshot, and I've been playing with it, and I'm still not real good with it yet, but I'm practicing and I'm getting better. Somewhat. Getting there. Now, I'm shooting these little white glass beads. So that's why I've got the can set up here in the middle of the road. That way I can kind of walk down and give me a better chance of finding them. Because, you know, I don't want to be somebody adding to the problem out here and leaving these little glass beads everywhere. So I do want to get some biodegradable ammo. That way when we come out places like this, I don't have to worry about it. But now I gotta go down here and try to find my balls. Got to be real careful getting back up in these bushes and reaching down under them bushes and stuff, because yesterday on the way in here looking for a campsite, me and Sarah ran across the coral snake. He's about, I don't know, probably 3 foot long or so. Pretty little guy, but you know how dangerous they are. So and that's the first time Sarah's ever seen a coral snake, so that was kind of neat. But they're still out and about, so you got to be careful reaching your hand under the bushes and stuff, because snakes are still out and about even though it's cold. And that's how it's done. Well, I've been working on this little guy for a while, but I'm kind of at a standstill here. I don't really know what to do with his eyes yet, and I've got to figure out what to do with like his hair and stuff like that, because I don't have like a little V carving tool. And you can see I did some of it on his beard or mustache and beard, but it's a lot of work to do without a V tool. But this is the first time I've ever carved anything like this, and yes, I know he looks like a wiener. First time I ever carved something like this, so you know, it definitely takes some practice. But so far I think he looks pretty cool. I may try to finish him up when I get home. We wanted to go hiking, but since it's hunting season and we really don't have any orange vests or anything like that, it's too risky. It's just not a good idea. So been trying to find little projects to do here around camp, and made my little wiener guy, and you know, chopped some firewood and really just relaxed and hung around camp. But it's about time for me to get the oak on the fire and get it going, start getting ready to cook us some dinner. We got a steak to cook, and what else we cooking? Black beans and rice. So that sounds like a good plan. So I got to get this wood out and get this oak burning. Pocket bellows for the win. can't tell you how much you need to bring baby wipes when you go camping. That's another pro tip for you. Baby wipes. They're not just for the butt anymore. Now you can, like, especially when you're out, like backpacking and things like that, even just something as simple as just wiping yourself down before you go to bed makes a world of difference on trying to go to sleep. But also making sure your hands are as clean as possible before you start to cook anything. So I'm gonna get my hands kind of wiped up with these, and show you guys something else before we get started here. My wife took this little pill container and put all our seasonings in the little pill container. Now it does leak a little bit, but all in all it works pretty good. And then she took it, put it on the plastic bag, and has all the pill whichever seasoning is in which container. Thought that was pretty slick. That's a good idea. But for tonight's dinner, we got us a top sirloin steak, and I'm gonna cut this thing open. I think I burned my thumb earlier, and now I'm just now realizing it. I guess wouldn't do much good to wipe my hands and everything if I don't clean my knife before I do it, huh? Open this thing up. Get this steak out of here. All right. Well, that thing looks good. Okay, so we got salt, pepper, onion, garlic, barbecue, Montreal, and Italian seasoning. I think I'm gonna do some garlic and some Montreal. Is that okay?
Yeah, you pretend like there's a debate, like you don't put Montreal on everything. I
may put Montreal on most of the meats. So I need a number 4 garlic. Oh, I remember last time the garlic is kind of,
It's old.
not old, it's clumped up.
Oh.
But that's okay. Just gotta scrape it a little bit. A little scrapey in the little container. Anybody know what that's from? I bet nobody knows what that's from.
Nobody has any idea.
All right, number 7, Montreal.
Mom might.
My favorite. Number 6, I mean. Yes, number 6. I said it wrong. That fire is definitely warm on my leg. Now we're gonna let that thing set for just a little while, and we'll be ready to cook in a little bit. I think it's about that time. So tonight, my mixed drink, I'm gonna do some vodka and Fresca. I like to switch it up sometimes, so mix this thing up. I think it's about that time. Now normally at home, if I make one of these, I like to put a little lemon juice or lime juice in it, but I don't have any with me. Oh, that's good. All right. Well, the fire's getting burned down, and won't be long and we'll be able to get that steak on the fire. We've had a really good time out here. It's gonna start getting dark on us pretty soon. Even though it's early, when you back up here in the woods like this, that sun starts getting back behind the treetops and everything. It starts getting dark. So I do have a light. Don't really like to use it because it doesn't look the best, but we do what we have to do, right? But if it gets dark on us, I'll use my light and show you what it looks like. So right now though, I think I'm gonna kick back here and listen to my book a little bit and let this fire finish getting ready. Maddie, what you doing? Just as content to just lay there on your mat? Do you like camping? Mama's got a treat. You want a treat?
You need a treat, Maddie? Can you sit? Stick them up. Bang! 2 seconds dead. Good girl. Good girl. Maddie's steak on the end.
Yep, even has a little Maddie steak down there on the end. Let that bad boy rest in just a few minutes. It'll be good to go. Well, I accidentally got it a little overdone. It's still a little pink in there, but it should eat pretty good. Well, got dinner done, and that's not a bad looking little steak bowl, as my wife put it. Got some black beans and rice going on here. That's good.
That's hot.
It is very hot, for sure. Good, though. All right. Let's try a little piece of this steak. That's a good piece of steak, too. I think we're going to go ahead and eat this dinner and enjoy another mixed drink and sit here by the fire and enjoy ourselves. And I'll see you guys in the morning. All right, Maddie, you ready for your piece? Is that good? Want another one? All right. Hey, good morning, guys. Oh, it was pretty cold last night. I did alright. But it's time for us to pack this place up and get out of here. Got stuff I gotta do today. Let's go. Well, I was gonna make us some coffee and stuff, but it's cold and we're ready to get on packed up and get out of here, so we're just gonna go ahead and pack this stuff up and get us a little something on the way. Now we're getting everything all packed up, and but I want to show you something. Sarah got me some snake skins to go with my setup for Christmas. Now this setup is not meant to go together. It's just a DD hammock tarp and some little cheap hammock I got called Wild Thorn Outfitters. Honestly, I really like the hammock, the way it's set up. It's just, I really like the suspension, the way it's set up. So super adjustable, but I've got to take the corners down off of this tarp and then pull the stakes, and I'll show you how this thing goes together with the snake skins. Pretty dang cool. But I'll put it up for you and go through the whole thing in a video coming up. Okay, so remember, these two components are not supposed to go together. They weren't designed to go together. So and my snake skins here, these are the Hennessy Hammock 2XL. So they're longer than necessary for this, but I think that actually works pretty good on this. It doubles them up. I think it just works pretty good keeping it secure. So what I've done is I have put carabiners on either end of the line here, or up here to suspend it, and I put a red carabiner on the head end. So we're talking red for the head, right? Helps you remember which end is which. Also helps you remember to hang this end a little bit higher than your foot end. So what you do is, it's very simple. You're gonna, first I got to take my ridge line off of my hammock on the inside there. And if you don't know about ridge lines on your hammock, it helps you get your sag correct in your hammock. And I've got another short video that kind of explains that. I probably need to go into it in a little more detail. But now what you're gonna do, this comes down and hooks onto here on the end of your hammock. Just like that. Just like that right there. It just hooks onto the end of your hammock. Now we do the same thing on the other end. We unhook this one from here, and you can see I've just got them pulled up through here on my prusik. Now this does the same thing. It pulls up, it hooks around the end of your hammock like that. Now this is the part I think is pretty slick. So before you do anything else though, you need to take your all your little ties and kind of just bunch them up together. I know you should probably hank them up where they'll be nice and neat. And you are more than welcome to do that. I'm not. So now I'm gonna just throw this stuff in here and start rolling this thing up like this. That's the tarp, the hammock, and everything. We grab our snake skin and pull it right down. How cool is that? Now we go to the other end. Now again, we want to get our lines tucked up under here. Bunch all your lines up. Toss them down in there. Roll it up nice and neat, tight. Like that. Grab your snake skin. And it goes right on there. Alright guys, well, we're all packed up and we're ready to head out of here and get home. We didn't stop to make coffee, we didn't do anything, we just got packed up. We're gonna hit the road, probably get some coffee and some breakfast on the way home. Had a good time out here this weekend. It did get cold, it got really cold last night, but we were, all in all, we were pretty warm. You know, it's all about making sure you have the right gear. But listen, if this is your first time watching one of our videos, go watch our backlog of videos. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button for me. If you like this video, give us a big thumbs up. Leave us a comment, you know, below. Also, if you know someone who might like this video, share it. All that stuff is getting our getting the word out there. The channel is slowly growing, and I appreciate all you guys for helping out. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I'll see you next time.